I've been in sports talk radio basically my entire life since I was a kid. Growing up in Southern California, specifically down in San Diego, I've been listening to sports talk radio my entire life. And
Mm.
then I got into the industry when I was in college. I did an internship, and then I've basically been in the industry up until August 31st, 2024 was the first time I stepped out of sports talk radio, even though I'm still doing a version of it, however you want to look at it.
Yeah.
Of all my years being around the business, of all my years doing what I was doing, and consuming it, by far the best radio show that I ever listened to was Max and Marcellus. And it wasn't listen to me when I tell you this. It was I don't even know how to describe it. But damn, did you guys take over the market overnight when you guys obviously got together. My question to you is, and I always see people ask, and I'm sure you get it all the time about that show.
Yeah, every day.
Why were the two of you so perfect together? Because I don't think you could ever put that on a sheet of paper and try to figure out, hey, how can you? There's either this unbelievable, genuine chemistry or there is not. Why do you think you and Max put together such a great radio show for the time that you guys were together?
Man, it's so good to hear that, especially from you, because I know you're in the business. This is a genuine conversation, and I respect your opinion because I hear it every day. And a lot of times I'll stop someone and say, why? Because the why is what's outstanding. Like, people are like, I love the show. I don't even know why. Like it's just crazy. And you just said it too. And I'm like, I stop. People say, why? And so Max, I think one day we were trying to figure it out ourselves. But Max always wanted these billboards, and we never got it. To my point earlier of we never got the support we wanted. We were like the biggest thing, and we knew it because everyone kept telling us that. The ratings were great, and we were like, dang, people are like, we had a cult following to the point where every single day in every single comment of all my videos, Max and Marcellus coming soon, right? We were like, Max said, get these billboards put up. One is a national typewriting champion, and one is a rapper. I'm not the rapper. He's not the national typewriting champion. And I think if you start there, you understand us. We both went to Columbia at the same time, crazy enough, never ran into each other. I was the goody two-shoe athlete, which is an oxymoron in itself. But I was like, I got out of Compton. I am at Columbia. Let me not get in no trouble. Let me try and make this NFL. So all the cats who didn't have that vision, like they wanted to hang out, smoke, kick it, drink too much, whatever, party. I was like, nah, I know you, we folks, but nah, I didn't play Sega Genesis with them. They be up 4 hours a night playing Sega. I'm like, man, hell no, I'm going to the career. So I was on that path. Max was on that other path, right? The rapper path, right? So I go to Columbia after him and graduate before him. Max was in trouble and all kind of crazy stuff, right? Whatever. So you fast forward, next thing I know, he's calling me to do his radio show in New York, which was a big radio show, but I'm an active player. So then we kind of connected like, oh, we both went to Columbia, but we didn't kick it. All right, now we got something here. Then you fast forward and we do the show together. What it is since we're both intellectuals, let's just say that, we both are curious of thought. Like, you can't go to Columbia and leave and not be curious of thought. They force it in you. You be thinking about all kinds of stuff, right? So we're both always like curious. We're both discussers, not debaters, naturally. We want to hear your side. And I think other than that, we just know that people are misjudging us from hello. He knows that people are not going to think he's as cool and hip and down as he is. And he knows that everybody going to assume that with me. And I'm trying to be corny and jovial and goofy. We just opposites. And so then he's from Watts. He makes that up because I'm from Compton. And then we play into it. And we give each other the room to play into it. I think of all his partners, I've seen Stephen A. and saw him before and doing Around the Horn on it. I gave him the best setting to allow him to be himself. Because in part, not only am I going to listen, but more importantly, they're assuming that it's me who acts like that. So you already, through association, going to get protected. They're like, oh, yeah, he hanging with Marcellus. I'm like, no. I don't act like that. That's him. And then they be like, what? And then they let him go because they like, he with the big homie who's cool with it. And it's almost like I gave him a pass and he gave me a pass. I wanted the pass to go to Columbia. Hey, y'all leave me alone. I'm smart. I'm no dumb jock. And he get the pass, like, yeah, little homie cool. He can come over here and hang with us, cuz. And dog, we just act goofy. We both goofy too, but he's a nervous goofy. I'm like, I ain't scared of nothing. And he like, Max on TV is not Max on radio. Max on TV, like, I'm like, man, you little mummy. So I think we both just integrated perfectly because we both allowed each other to be our true selves, where this world was telling us who we should have been.
It's such a unique combination where it I remember, and I know you've probably heard this story 100 different times, but I remember one time I was driving around. So for those who, I was at 710 ESPN for, a number of years. I in total, I was there 15 years, but 10 years I was on the sales side before I was on behind the mic. Yep. And when you guys started doing what you were doing, I was like this. I'm like, yep, I'm going to go ahead and just focus on that show. And, from my perspective, I just saw, you don't typically see this type of chemistry. And that chemistry was so unforced, right? Yeah. When you guys would go, I don't know how long you guys would go talking about what's worse, cockroaches or ants. Okay. An hour and a half would go by and I'm still listening to this. And you got listeners calling like with passionate opinions. I'm like, you can't make this up. No. When you tell your story, when you got your first NFL check, and you were riding your bike, I think to the bank, if I got it right. But the way Max would set the story up and kind of weave in and out, man, it was so special. And I love that you still get so many people that tell you that, because here's the reality is, for the most part, just people in Los Angeles got to kind of consume that on a day-to-day basis. Yep. And I think it could easily have been, obviously a national show and everything else. Just out of curiosity, do you ever think in your head, hey, maybe there's a way I can work with Max in some capacity down the road? Now, obviously, having the ability in an independent space, you really don't need anybody else to make things like that happen. Are those things that have crossed your mind? Have you guys ever had a conversation like that?
Oh, yeah, definitely crossed my mind and crossed my line. Max and I still talk, and we talk about that as well, like the inevitable, like sooner or later, we're going to have to grab that golden ticket out our back pocket and play it. We know we are. We don't know when. And when that happens, it's going to be a great day because we have such a built-in audience. And to your point, it's limited. Like, we should have been national. They were talking about making us national, and then they will always balk at it. And, I was like, those national shows couldn't compete with us. We were outrating their national shows with a local radio station. And I was like, this is it. When that happens, when you're local and you're doing better than national, you're like, and you won't give us one. It's like, okay. So now we're in a space where we can kind of like right those wrongs and not have any excuses. So if there's some prediction, it could happen this year, but I would bet by 2026, God willing, we're still here. We're going to get something rolling because Max will be back at it doing his thing. And I will be even further down the road, and it'll be a good opportunity for us to do it because we can control it. We can do our own thing without asking for everyone. Forget national now. You do it on YouTube, whatever. It's global. Let's go.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it too. Like you just said, you don't need an approval from anybody, and that's and however authentic you guys were within a ESPN space, imagine how authentic you guys would be literally in an authentic space. You can't get any more authentic. I'll tell you just one quick story here because I've had a lot of love for Max over the years as well, and one of the first calls I got when I left 710 was Max. Max
there
picks
it is.
up the phone, shoots me a call, everything good. We've always kind of kept in touch, had this kind of distant respect for each other.
Yeah.
But there was a time that I had texted him and you and I were texting, and I swear on my text message it said Max Marcellus. Those were the last two, right? Those were like the last two. I'm like, come on, guys. I mean, what more signs? What more signs do we need here?
Let's go. Let's go.
In regards to that. All right, if you enjoyed this clip and you want more, just subscribe to the channel. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. is the Sliwa Show. And then after every Lakers game, post-game show right here.